Good evening, everyone. This is OSA Friday for Females. I'm here with the lovely Anissa. And how are you, ma'am, this evening?
I'm doing great.
Good. Well, glad to have you on the show and to hear you and hear how you started your business. You're a very young entrepreneur, so I'm hoping that you can motivate some other young teenagers to envision their dreams and go forward with their dreams. If you have comments, that'll be great, but we won't be answering them until a little bit later this evening. Okay. So my question to you, first question is, why did you start your business?
So like around the time when I was 11, I had like discovered clay, and I was still into dolls and stuff. And my mom had a friend who made polymer clay figures, and so she kind of told me about it, and I started making them for myself, and I really liked it. So I tried selling some at I think it was a flea market, and I just realized like how big of a market there is for people like that want clay figures. And so that one market turned into like other markets, and I just then came up with a business name and business logo, and just it just was really inspired by my mom's friend.
Oh, wow. And how old were you when you started clay?
Clay was probably like 10 or 11.
Wow, that's amazing. And it started with your mom's friend, of course. So that's pretty cool. Now, in your mindset, you obviously didn't think of it as a business. It was you just a kid having fun and saying, like, here, let me sell something, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, do you still do sell clay figures or do you not anymore?
um I'll do commissions and stuff, like with the clay figures, and gifts and things for like my friends. Like I've made um like miniature figures for my friends and things. But I tend to not like do the clay things as much anymore because it is really time consuming.
Mhm.
But I still do them, but just not as often.
I see. Now, you are a teenager, so how do you balance school, being a kid, and having fun as a kid and a teenager, and being an entrepreneur?
One of the main things that it helps me balance it is just getting my priorities straight and remembering that school is my number one priority, and that I need to get that done. So a lot of the time I will work on my art and business stuff on the weekends as opposed to the school week, so I get my things done. And my mom is pretty good at helping me manage. She calls herself my momager, and but yeah, just she's been there to help me with managing my time.
Good. Do you have a planner?
I've never really been very good with planners. I've had them in the past. I kind of just like to do like mini to-do lists now as opposed to a planner because I never go check it.
Mm.
I'll write things down and then I'll never go back to it.
Yeah. Well, no, that's cool though that you know that school is a priority, because I think a lot of times people lose sight of that, especially teens, they don't that's not always on the top of their list. You have a great mom and your mom has taught you well. So and it's good that you resonate with that, because if you don't have success in school, then you can't really succeed in the business world either.
Yeah. One of my like main motivators with the doing well in school is that I'm not going to get into the schools that I want to go to, like for college and stuff, if I don't get good grades. Like, yes, art is what I want to study, but I still need to have grades to get into a good school.
Yeah, you're very right. So keep that up. Keep that up. What grade are you in now?
I am in 11th grade.
So that's typically the year where
Yeah.
you have to be successful with school and have good grades. Is
Yep.
it doing well for you with COVID and doing all the work and stuff?
It's all right. A little bit difficult for me just because, like I said, time management tends to be like a weakness of mine.
Yeah.
Uh, and there's a lot of like procrastinating that goes on with me. Like literally last night, I didn't sleep at all because I spent that time doing homework because I just push it until the last minute and then I have to go do it all at once. But
No.
other than that, it's been okay. It's just kind of weird for the like hardest year of high school to be online for me.
Yeah.
So
Well, at least you have the ability, like a lot of business owners forget this, that you have to be able to self-reflect and know what your own weaknesses and your own strengths are. And so for you to be able to already recognize that this is a weakness is great for you, like, and that's something that you can work on. And you have your mom, who's your mom manager, your mom manager, and she can help you with that. So that's great.
Yeah.
My next question is what was one of your most memorable experiences?
So there's like a few that I think are really memorable, but the most memorable experience for me was probably when I did the Chalk Fest, the Rest of Chalk Festival, and I think that was last year. There's supposed to be two face painters, me and another girl, but she ended up not being able to show up, and so I literally had to work for 7 hours. But it was just like a really cool experience to I got to see so many different people, and it's just I've never face painted for that long. So that was really good for me. And then I'd say kind of like the first few clay orders I got, like really stuck with me. I think I had to do like a fairy garden and birthday party favors and stuff. And I just really remember that seeing the look on people's faces like when they receive the things is just like enough for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great that you have that customer service too, like making the customer happy and that resonating with you is very important.
Yeah.
So very cool. Um, who was or is your greatest inspiration?
So I think that's like a difficult question because for me, I don't know if it's quite like people that inspire me as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to like ideas and stuff. Like my self expression is one huge motivator for me. But some artists that I can think of that really inspire me are Tim Burton. And although he's not an artist, he's a director. The art style in his movies is something that I've always been really drawn to. Um, and then I'm trying to think of the name. Junji Ito. He does manga, and I kind of just like the gory, like kind of art style, and that's always like really inspired me. And I feel like it's just fun to be able to express myself through that.
So, when you say that those inspire you, now, do those inspire you towards what do they inspire you to do? Like just your own type of art, or what specifically?
I think that they inspire me to like go out of my comfort zone. Like a lot of the times when I look for inspiration from other artists and stuff, I will, pick up little bits and pieces from their work and then incorporate it into my own. So I think over the years, like I've probably picked up like small details from other artists to kind of form my own art style.
Oh, that's creative. I like that. Very cool. Um, if someone was to write a book about you, what would the title be and why?
So I was just talking about this with my mom. So we thought that Tiny but Mighty would be something good for me because I am quite short and
Hey,
um,
people.
but I think that I have like a loud voice and I think my art like reaches people and stuff. So I think that despite my size, I'm a mighty individual.
Very cool. Yeah, it's the small ones you got to worry about, right? That's what everyone says. Like the small dogs, those are the ones that have the little mighty voice there. So
Yep.
that's really cool though that you have that confidence in yourself to not let perception or how people view you take away from who you are as a person. And it's
Yes.
very important to have. So,
Thank you.
um, what is your 5-year plan and your 10-year plan for your business?
So my 5-year plan for my business, in 5 years I will be, hopefully in art school. I want to take a gap year, so I'll probably be in like my second or third year. But I would like to continue, working on my business and stuff on the side. But I really want to focus on getting an education. Just getting to learn more and seizing the opportunities that I'll have hopefully. And then in 10 years, I would like to I don't know how much. I don't know if my business will still really be a thing in 10 years because I really want to work on movies and like films and stuff and music videos, whatever. I just like the idea of, helping create those things. But, if I can, I would like in 10 years to, maybe make some art on the side and sell it on like a website or something.
Oh, cool. Are you interested in like movies and directing?
Not so much directing, but like costume design and makeup and things have always been like something that really interests me.
That's pretty cool. Have you done anything along those lines to help you step forward towards that in the future?
Well, the face painting has been something that I've been doing for years, and I think that has helped a lot with like getting better at FX makeup. And I wear makeup like every day, and I think that that's good practice for me. And one of the biggest ways I express myself is through like fashion and stuff. So I think I'd have a, and I like to make a lot of clothing already. Like I make things or I upcycle things. So I think that those have helped me,
I'm
kind of get closer to.
pretty sure some of our viewers would be more than happy to guide you and help you towards finding, towards achieving those next steps for yourself, like that 5 year and that 10 year goal. Obviously, your 5 year goal is more academic oriented, but that 10 year goal, like it's the side business. Like if that's something you want to do and work towards, I'm pretty sure everyone would be willing to help you there.
That
Um,
would be lovely.
if you need those contacts, let us know. That's what this is for. So, um, what kind of face painting themes do you like to do?
So like for me, like personally, I like to do, character related things. Like I do cosplay sometimes, and so it's kind of fun to just experiment with that. But when I'm face painting on other people, I really enjoy like, superheroes and doing those masks and stuff. I find that really fun. And then animals, I think that, kids just will be ridiculously impressed by like the smallest picture of a dog. And I think it's less of me really liking face painting it as much as like I like the reaction
Of the
that's
kids?
after it. Yeah.
Yeah, kids, they love face painting. They love to see their faces, and it's a great feeling to look at how their faces just blossom. They're like, "Look at me, I'm Superman or I'm Spider Man," right?
Yeah.
So, and how many face painting events have you gone to where besides the one that was the most memorable experience?
Well, for a while I face painted at farmers market, and then I face painted at a different farmers market, and then this summer I was supposed to face paint at the first one I face painted at, but Corona happened, and then I've done like birthday parties and like parties and events and stuff over my time with my business. I don't know exactly how many because it's been like quite a few, but
Very cool. All right. Well, I know again, like a lot of people who have birthday parties and who have events that would probably be very kid oriented. So again, we'll share your link so that people can definitely link up with you. I loved seeing your picture of like the three face paintings that you did with different people's faces, like the different kids' faces. That was so creative, and it looked like that artwork, like the actual posting was very professionally done. Like it seemed like it was almost like something you would pull off of like a stock photo or something, but it was actually your work, wasn't it?
yeah. The computer just um, yeah, with the like face painting and stuff. A lot of it is inspired by other things, but yes, it is my work.
Yeah, it was amazing. When I saw that, I was like, wow, very talented. So it was beautiful to see. And I'm so thankful you shared that because not many people feel comfortable with their own art because it's a self expression. And a lot of people, when they're doing self expression, they tend to feel a little hesitant because they don't want the judgment. But yours is like out there. And,
Yeah,
that's great to see, especially at such a young age. It's very inspiring.
yeah,
So,
it's never really been quite an issue for me. The like not wanting to put my artwork out there because in my opinion, no matter what, people are going to be judgmental. So I'd rather just do what I can and express myself. And I don't see why other people shouldn't be able to look at my art. And I appreciate constructive criticism and stuff too. Like I'm always looking to improve.
there you go. Good. That's very important. If you feel like you've learned too much, or if you feel like you've learned everything, then you've learned nothing. That's my motto, right? Um, what was a difficult challenge that you've encountered, and how did you overcome that challenge, and what did you learn from it?
Well, I'd say so far the biggest challenge with my business has been, kind of this shift to more of an online model. One of the first things I did was take a class that my mom's friend was, running, and it was like on how to basically, take your business and kind of move it more online, and like, how to set up classes and a website, and there's just all sorts of things that I learned from that. But just in general, I think Corona caused a lot of problems, but I was able to kind of shift my things to more of an online model. And I think that one of the things I learned from that is that even if things kind of get hard, there's always an alternative. Like, you can always find something else. I can't do face painting right now, but I can sell face masks, and I can sell like clothing and stuff still. Like, there's still things I can do.
Very cool. So being adaptable is something that you learned from this whole thing. Yeah. Very cool. Now, your mom didn't mention that you are teaching a class. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I am hoping to teach a class this month, actually, on, just like a fun arts and crafts class for kids. Because, Halloween is literally my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
And, it kind of sucks that with everything going on right now, I don't think it's going to be the same experience for kids. So I just want to create a class where kids can kind of get to, make art and stuff, so they can at least enjoy Halloween to an extent. So.
Very cool. Now, is that somewhere on Facebook? So if people want to share that, that is
still in the works right now. That's a work in progress, but it will be on Facebook at some point.
Okay, on your page?
Yes, it should be.
Awesome. Well, I'll look for that too. That would be awesome. Do you have an idea or like a sneak peek of what you could tell us, like some of the things you're doing?
I'm just kind of thinking like things on I would like to incorporate polymer clay, because I don't work with it all that much anymore, but I think for kids it's kind of a fun medium, because you can't really go all that wrong with it. And then so I'm thinking like just making different characters out of that, and just kind of showing kids like the general idea of what they can do, and then letting them just do what they feel comfortable with. Yes, that's like all I've got so far, but I'll come up with more.
Very cool. Well, you're allowing them to shine with their own creativity, like you do with your own creativity, right? And then who knows, maybe you'll inspire another kid to be an entrepreneur one day with clay, right? So very cool. What advice can you give teens and the younger generation about starting a business?
I think the best advice I can give about starting a business is kind of I think one of my big things is to just like not give up on yourself. If something isn't working, try something else. And to just not take everything like super seriously. I think that, you're a teenager. This is the time in life to make mistakes and to learn from things. I think that a lot of times, teens put a lot of pressure on themselves to do things like to get a job or to do all these things. And I think that everyone just needs to like kind of relax a little bit. I think that a job or a business or whatever should be fun. Like, it shouldn't just be something you're doing because you want to make money.
Well, that's very important, because, we all want to go into a business because we don't want to have the stress of a 9-to-5 job, right? You want to be able to wake up every morning and be like, oh my gosh, I'm having a great time with what I'm doing. It shouldn't be a burden on you, right? It should be something that you enjoy. And I think your mom and I previously discussed, like, it's not about the money anymore. It's just more about enjoying what you do and making other people happy. And you obviously love doing that, like seeing the kids' faces when they do their face painting and seeing the people react to your clay. And so that resonates with you. And so that's great to see that it makes you that happy to continue that as a teenager.
At the end of the day, I think money is just like, it's a form of currency, but, I don't think money compares to just like the happiness of another person.
Very cool. That's amazing. That statement is just very rewarding for you and for anyone else watching. Yeah. That's awesome. Now, what advice can you give anybody, whether it's teenagers or the younger generation, about having a positive mindset?
Honestly, for the longest time, I didn't have a positive mindset. It wasn't until recently that I really just stopped being so negative. And, I think that, people often say, like, fake a smile, or to do all these things. And honestly, I think it works. You have to, keep telling yourself all these positive things. I like affirmations. I think that those are really helpful. You got to tell yourself you can do this, say things positive about yourself, and then eventually you'll start believing them. But I just think that you need to remember that nobody is perfect, and despite what you may think about other people, there are things going on in their lives that you do not know about. You haven't walked anyone else's shoes. I think you just need to remember that, like I said, nobody's perfect. Kind of relax and don't hold yourself like up to this. I don't know how to explain it. Just like don't stress yourself out to be, the perfect individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was that something you probably did for yourself? Is that why you're saying like you had a negative mindset because you held a high standard for yourself?
To an extent, it just was like a lot of like not being motivated, and then instead of trying to like find that motivation, I would just keep telling myself, "You're not going to be motivated," and like just like negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep telling yourself these negative thoughts, eventually you'll start to believe them, even if they are just like anxiety or bad thoughts. So I think it's the same way with positive things. If you just think positive, I think that it will eventually resonate with you, and you will become a more positive person.
No, you're right. I mean, whatever you do up here translates through your whole body, right? So if you tell yourself I'm an awesome person, then eventually that's going to resonate inside of you. And if you tell yourself I stink every day, then that's going to be what resonates inside of you.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else that you would like to share with any viewers tonight?
Honestly, I can't really think of anything.
Okay. Well, I know you are selling face masks right now.
Yeah.
Can you give us an idea of what kind, or like a sample if you have one right there, or you can describe them a little bit?
Oh, well, I actually do happen to have one right here. So, I basically just like customize face masks, and I sell them on either way Depop, or I've been like posting them on Facebook and stuff, and I'll just like bring them to you, and then I can get paid there. But I'm hoping to also set up a website, because with times right now, I think that everyone really does need a face mask. So
Yeah. And so the person just basically tells you what kind of face mask they want, and then you design it so it's all
yeah.
custom-based. That's pretty cool.
Or I have like pre-made ones that you could get too. Like I have set designs that you could buy that too. But a lot of the times people prefer like custom things. Like recently I've done masks for friends with like Hello Kitty and stuff like that, because like that's what they want. And I've sold masks that were pre-made, and then ones that are customized and stuff.
Now, how is that business going? Like, have you found that the face masks for you is booming?
I found that it's doing all right. I think I need to be making more face masks to see like more like progress with the selling of them. But like with what I've done so far, I'm doing pretty well.
Very cool. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I really enjoyed your adaptability to all situations, your positivity, and the fact that you're so young and you have a business. Kudos to you. Keep up the great work, and continue great schooling, have that education, and let us know how we can help you as a community, because we'll be more than willing to help you succeed, because that's what we're all about here. So
Thank you so much.
no problem. And good luck with school. Have a great weekend. And thank you for joining me this evening. And for anyone else watching, if you'd like to do a show, hit me up via Messenger or via chat, and we will and we can set up something. Anyone who put a comment here, will definitely answer them, and we'll send you the links regarding how to connect. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Have a great evening.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.